It's like Bob Ross, we're just making happy mistakes. Happy little mistakes. So alrighty, hello out there. So yesterday, I did a little impromptu Twitch stream to work on some mods. I mean, obviously you're seeing this. Let's hold up. It's been a long time since I've done webcam stuff. Hold up. That's a story for another day. But the point of this was I wanted to soften up the trackpad clicks and the bumper clicks. And I feel like I've done that really well. So before I show you what I did, let's get a comparison. This was my launch controller. I don't really use this one anymore, but I didn't modify too much. I just basically, like, I put this on it for storage, and boy, I liked this texture. I don't think this is available anymore, but that was a nice one. It's like snakeskin. Anyways, so just to compare, I'm gonna hold this up to the mic. That is just the trackpad click. Now let's compare. It may not be a huge difference in the sound, but it's much... It feels like it's a lot softer to push. Like there's less resistance. And then the bumper. It may not be that different with the sound, but it feels like it's a lot softer to push. Which really is my main concern. The sound I can deal with, it's always that it felt kinda... It feels stiff. And, well, I guess, just while I'm getting the while I'm showing off the boys, just to show you, let's pull her out of storage, the old, case. This is I did a review on this a long time ago, too, the, official case. It's nice. There's the original. The lighting is kind of bleeding this out right now. Let's try this. There, just so you can see the color. It's like a baby blue. And same thing, this... There's no modification to this one, but really this was just to show you that if you're new to my channel, like, oh yeah, I had a nice, very nice custom airbrushed controller by Colored Controllers. I just kind of moved away from showing that all the time because now I use VSC View. So alright, let's get some illumination back up. There, give you a little bit of a... It's been a while. Give you a little stimulation. Enjoy your cold storage. Let me make sure, do I have... Did I take the batteries out? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, back in the case. Back to the issue at hand. Softer trackpad clicks, softer bumpers. What I'm using, this is just the remnants of... It's like, grip for... It's like stickers for, like, a 360 controller. You know, but really any kind of, like, foam, it's like a soft foam with a sticker adhesive. So anything similar to that is going to work. That's what I put under the trackpads. Now on the bumpers, I used electrical tape. Apparently A souvenir electrical tape from 1925. This was, yeah, this tape has seen some shit. Wow. So, to do this, you will need a Torx T6, Torx, however the hell you're supposed to say it. You need that, and you'll need a X-Acto blade or box cutters. So I'm just going to walk you through the whole process. I'm going to take my backplate off. Preemptively, I am going to remove my batteries. And you can see also I am using the same stuff for the grip buttons. Before I get too involved, let's just check. Yeah. Okay, so on this one I was using silicone eyeglass nose pads, but I wanted to put this one in here just so you can see it's basically where that little arrow is. You can press it. That's the blister button. So if you want softer back grip, just put something there. In a previous iteration, I had also added, you could also try to put something on that end if you want. Basically, you're just trying to add a little bit of insulation. And that can make it feel softer. So, okay, that's, like 8 minutes so far of rambling before I get to what I'm actually doing. Seems like a normal video for me. So you're gonna have 7 total screws. There's 4 for the case and then 3 for the plate. These are covered, so you have to cut into the sticker to get access to them. They're all the same size, except this one is longer. And then just to verify, all the same size. And then this one will be, I think it's nearly twice as long. Yeah, just about. So those are all for the case. From this stage, it will pry apart. Be careful of this part. This is spring loaded, and that spring in there can give you some problems. And also the battery doors are going to fall out, but it's okay. Okay. I'm just kind of going over all of this. I have covered this in the past, but it's been a long time since I've taken this apart. So there you can see there's a little screw. That's your latch. But if you're delicate, that should stay intact. And then the battery hinges, those will just pull right out. And you can just put them right back. Oh wait, I did it backwards. Yeah. So you can just put them right back in. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside. So now everything is still jammed together. To get to the rest of it, we have 4 more screws holding this motherboard on. Take out this one. This is also a long one. I didn't think this needed to come out right now. Oh yeah, okay, yeah it does. I'm just misremembering. There's there are other screws on the other side that's holding the bumper and trigger assembly. So there's 4 anchoring the motherboard, or the PCB board. Now here's where it gets a little dicey. If I pull it off this way, all the buttons are going to pour out, and it's going to be really annoying. So keep it like this. And here you can see the inside. And you know what? Let me crank up the lighting for this part. Since I need access to this board, I am going to have to pull out the ribbon cable for the trackpads. Just be delicate with it. Shouldn't take too much, and they will just pull right out. It's alright. Now you can see what I did here. So this is your that's your trackpad click. You can see that I just put this little bit of foam on top of it. Like right here, you can already see just from using it some where it's clicking in. I wonder if I have something else I could use. I was just kind of taking inventory of what else I have. Hey, look at that. Been a long time since I used that. Joystick mod. I reviewed it, it worked, and then I never really used it. It's alright. In addition to putting those on the trackpads. So alright, that covers the softening the trackpads. Now the bumpers. There's two more screws we have to take off. Right here, these two are holding the bumper together. Those are short ones. And then this is also a little delicate here. So yeah, they're both gonna fall off. So that comes out. But now I can at least show you. So this is what you are dealing with. So that's your bumper. Maybe starts to make a little bit more sense why the bumper buttons suck. Because yeah, those are your bumpers. So I thought originally of putting something on this part, but I went against that. I don't want to put... I'm trying to avoid putting things... Well, because it's a physical button, not like one of these little blister things. So I don't want to I don't want to cause anything that could gum up that button. So what I did was here, this is where I grabbed my vintage 1925. Good God, that's disgusting. My old electrical tape. I cut a couple strips and then wrapped them around. Like this is what presses and pushes that bumper button. So you got your trigger. I'm not gonna mess with the trigger, that's fine the way it is. But yeah, just wrap some electrical tape around that. And I think this is what breaks on a lot of people. So be careful as you're wrapping tape around there. I used like tweezers and just very delicately fished it around. And just so you can see, same thing on the other side. And that was enough just to make it a lot softer. Like you don't want to do too much because there's not a lot of space there. But that was enough that it made it feel a lot smoother. And that was it. So now we put it back together, and this gets a little tricky too. Okay, and just be aware at this stage, if you flipped it over, these are going to fall off. They're just sitting there. This is actually two pieces too, but it just... You use these 4 holes to line it back up if it pops apart. And it's like these little cutout slots will feed into the pegs. So let's get that in. Okay, then from here I can screw these back together. And then at this stage you can test that. It's like a much softer, easier click. Little duct tape padding on this part. And now, again, remember, if you tilt this over, these are all going to pour out, so be really careful at this stage. Put the button membrane back on. Yeah, and then I would just kind of, you're sandwiching it back together, but we have to put the ribbon cables back in. Well, hey, that's a little better. If I wasn't a dumbass, I would have done that at the beginning. I mean, I can see fine. It's just I'm trying to balance out the webcam settings so you can see. Okay, those are plugged back in. And just keep some tension. I just want to make sure everything's in where it should be. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, tighten them down, but not, not going, whoops, gorilla strength here. Just getting them in there. That is something that I will stress repeatedly. Just, if you over tighten it, you'll feel it. There, like, that was an example. These were too tight. I had those tightened down. I wasn't going crazy, but I had them so tight that I couldn't even click these. So just be very aware of that when you're putting it back together. Yeah, you know what? I think it's that duct tape. It's too much. That's what I get. I tried to make it a little bit better. But hey, I mean, that's what it is. It's like Bob Ross. We're just making happy mistakes. Happy little mistakes. Okay, so I'm scrapping that idea of the putting something on the trackpad part. But yeah, at this stage, I'm just testing those clicks. Slide it all back together. Make sure that's got the spring. Big screw goes in the bottom center. And I will stress, again, same thing. You can over tighten these screws. So keep testing your clicks. So alright, let's pop some energizers in, because I'm too lazy to have my rechargeables. Which, yeah, just be careful which rechargeables you use. I've had them stuck before. Make sure my latches are working. Yep. Uh-oh. Right pad click's not working. So I didn't notice that problem last night after I put it back together. Something is interrupting that click on the right pad. It's weird. Alright, now from this stage, do this at your own risk. I just want to test, because I'm kind of at a temper tantrum capacity here. So alright, I'm going to put the batteries in and fire it up. Clearly, avoid touching any of that stuff. And yeah, get back to this so you can see what was happening was this, the right pad. The left pad feels great. What's going on with my right pad? Nothing. Nothing. Getting it on the edge, getting it on the edge. Oh boy. Alright, take it back apart. I'm struggling here, having some issues with my right pad clicking. I'm gonna try something thinner than the foams. This is, this is, stick-on Molefoam padding. Dr. Scholl's Molefoam. Don't ask me why I had this, but I'm gonna see how this works. Like, really, I'm thinking I would just go with, like, stick-on felt. Something really thin for this, just for the trackpads. So what I'm doing is just making sure all the buttons are working, and what I'm noticing is, yeah, I mean, it's really, it's when I start tightening it down, so let's get back in here. Don't do that. Don't look up at the webcam and then scrape your screwdriver across the board. Also, I guess now that I've been recording for like 2 or 3 hours, this is probably a good time to say, do all of this at your own risk. Okay, that was clearly too tight. Bumper was getting stuck in. Just getting a little, I mean, that might have been in there anyways. On this, right when I get down here. Turn it off. Okay, that's the final version. Boy, this was like really a me style kind of video. I mean, that's what happens. I should have known. Once I took it apart again, I would end up changing stuff. So just to summarize, in the end, I went with some felt Dr. Scholl's mole pad. I just wanted to give it a little bit of padding, not too much, because I was having some issues with my right pad. It's feeling good. It's just that it's that bottom roll. Yeah. Softened it up some, but the bumpers wrapped with electrical tape, those feel amazing. Those are great. It's like a real soft touch now. So yeah, whew, boy. I mean, that's what happens when you dig it apart, when you get inside of there, you know, it's always risky. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one, it was working last night when I did it. Cracked it open again to show you here in a better video, and I effed it all up. So I had to fiddle around a lot. It's really the torque of those screws, especially the motherboard ones under that. Those really impact the trackpad click. So, alright. Whew, that's it. That's all I got. I will see you around. Holy balls, that was exhausting.